Hey, it's Jen Thum with YourColorStyle.com, and in this video I want to talk about bright versus soft when it comes to women of color. So if you have brown to black skin and you're trying to figure out what your best colors are, the first step is to determine whether you are bright or soft. So in your color style, step one of the methodology is to decide whether or not you are bright or soft. So if you are bright, it means that you wear brighter colors best. And if you are soft, it means that you wear softer colors best. So what you see in front of you here is the bright color wheel on the left and the soft color wheel on the right. And as you can see, the colors in the bright color wheel start out pure and bright, and then they can go light or dark. And the soft color wheel, the colors start out slightly muted, and then they go light or dark. And so for the most part, most people wear one of these color sets best. And it doesn't mean you can't wear the other. It just simply means it's more secondary and not necessarily your go-to everyday colors. So I'm going to walk you through several examples of photos of women with brown skin to really dark skin and give you my thought process of where they fit between bright or soft. Now, this is not the full 3 steps of the Your Color Style methodology. This is just the first step, which is bright versus soft. But it's a really important step to know about the types of colors that you can wear, because once you learn what your chroma is, whether it's bright or soft, everything else gets a little bit easier. So this is just step 1, and then you can then continue on with the quiz out online for steps 2 and 3, or maybe you already have an idea of where you fit with the other 2 steps, but you're just trying to figure out if you're bright or soft. So hopefully this video will clear some things up for you and help you. So bright. Women who are bright have a brightness about them. Sorry to use the same word twice, but they typically have a brightness about them. But what I'm looking for is not just a visual brightness, but really a contrast as well. So the woman on the left, for example, she has darker skin and darker hair and darker eyes. So there's not a lot of contrast between her hair, skin, and eyes, but there is high contrast between the whites of her eyes and the depth of her hair and eyes. And the same with her teeth. So she has this brightness about the whites of her eyes and the higher contrast. And usually when someone has a more obvious high contrast about them, they need the brighter colors. The woman on the right, she has very dark skin and very dark hair. And although the contrast of her eyes isn't as obvious as the photo on the left, what I do know is that she needs the contrast. And to put a brighter color up against her darker skin would create that contrast and would look really, really pretty on her. Where putting muted colors on her, on that dark skin, is just it'll just fade away and it won't really be her best. And the woman in the center, she just has an overall brightness about her. Her bright golden skin. I don't know how to describe it any other way, but that she's going to look amazing in those brighter colors. In fact, she's wearing a brighter shirt even in the photograph, and I can look at her and see that she is bright. Another few good examples of bright. The woman on the left, the photo itself is soft, but she's got these really pretty bright green eyes. I see her more as a medium, not a deep, but I could definitely see her wearing the brighter colors. In the center, she has brightness, the brightness of her eyes and her teeth. Even though her hair is dark and her eyes are dark, there's nothing necessarily that says, oh, she has high contrast about her. But the sheer brightness and contrast between the whites of her eyes and the depth of her hair and eyes really speaks to me as someone who can wear the brighter colors better. And the woman on the right, she has that very dark, black, shiny hair, and that shine, that depth of blackness really in the hair, and the shine really needs those jewel tones and the brighter colors to balance out that hair. The one on the left has wonderful, bright hazel eyes. She is a perfect example of someone who has hazel eyes, but is bright. Often I'll say someone who has hazel eyes fits into the soft category because often the eyes are kind of a blend of different colors and it's a softer quality about the eyes and overall appearance. She is someone that's a good example that has those eyes that are a mix of colors, but they're bright. And she has a brightness about her that definitely demands the brighter colors. The woman in the middle and the woman on the right both have the similar qualities of that deep, dark, shiny hair and deep eyes. And especially the woman on the right, because she's smiling, you can see how bright her smile is. And the shininess and brightness of her skin, they dictate that brighter colors that are needed. And I think that softer colors just simply won't suit these individuals. They really need the brighter colors. So it may not be as obvious to you. I know looking at all these different women, you might say, well, okay, so dark hair, dark eyes equals bright. And that's often true, but not completely true. So I'm going to show you some good examples of women that I feel are more soft. And you can see maybe the difference. So the one on the left has like a gray blend. Her eyes are also, they're very deep. But overall, she has sort of a grayish, kind of dusty quality to her. We don't have the richness of the deep, dark, almost black hair and the intensity of some of these other women that I've shown you. She's much more softer, and so therefore will look much better in the soft and deep colors versus the bright. The bright just might just be overpowering on her. Doesn't mean she couldn't wear a bright color when she wants, but I think for every day, the soft colors are going to look better on her. And the same with the woman on the right. She also has deep hair, but her eyes have this grayish quality to them, just a softer appearance overall in her tones. And I think that the brighter colors are just going to overpower her, whereas the soft and deep colors are going to be more in harmony with her. Here are two more examples of women that I feel in some ways are very similar because they both are deep. Well, the one on the left has cooler undertones, and the woman on the right has warmer undertones, but they both have this sort of softness about them. The woman on the right has this gray blend. It really softens her overall features, even though she has the deeper eyes and once had deeper hair. And the woman on the left, she also has this quality about her where her hair is graying and things are just a little bit more soft. Now, what I find unique about these two individuals is that I don't think that the brighter colors are going to look bad on them. In fact, I think that they could pop in the brighter colors. Their rich tones are going to allow them to wear those brighter colors. But I think for every day, the go-to should be the softer, deeper colors. So those are some examples of bright versus soft for women of color. I hope that you found an example that's close enough to your overall coloring tone so that you can once and for all decide that you are bright or soft, and then you can now move on into steps 2 and 3 of the quiz. And I'll leave a link in the description below this video out on YouTube that will take you to the next step of the quiz. And if you're trying to figure out what colors flatter you best, and most importantly to learn what colors to avoid that drain you or overpower you, take the quiz out on yourcolorstyle.com/quiz. It's absolutely free and it'll walk you through step by step on how you can figure out what types of colors are going to make you shine. I'm Jen Thoden, and thanks for watching.